4th of July weekend in Richmond, Virginia. We know we'll have a fireworks extravaganza after the match. We'll probably have some fireworks during the match as well, as Richmond Kickers host North Carolina FC, presented by UCrups on ESPN+. Hi everybody, John Gross with you for this border battle as these two sides are set to square off for the second time this season. Two teams kind of moving in a little bit different directions as of late. And we'll take a look at where they sit in the league standings. You see Richmond Kickers sitting in second place, 21 points. So a win today would put them in first place over Greenville Triumph. North Carolina not too far behind them, 17 points in the season, in the midst of an absolute logjam in the middle of this league table. A big 3 points on the line tonight in Richmond, Virginia. And if Richmond Kickers will come away with 3 points, they'll need a quality performance from this guy. Jonathan Bolaños, a couple of goals, 6 assists on the season. The 6 assists leads League One. Darren Sawatsky said that Bolaños has MLS aspirations, said that Bolaños needed to just start getting those stats. Well, those stats, they're here. 6 assists. He's contributed to a goal in 5 straight matches. Had a game-winning goal against FC Tucson earlier this week. Look to continue that tonight. And for North Carolina, well, they're coming on the heels of a difficult loss in South Carolina against Greenville Triumph. A 3-1 defeat. Probably should have been a 3-0 loss. They got an easy goal and a mistake by Paul Christensen, Greenville Triumph keeper, in stoppage time. They'll need to bounce back tonight. They've dropped consecutive matches, a rare feat for them this season. It's a border battle, a critical matchup on this 4th of July weekend. North Carolina hits the road. Richmond Kickers looking to stay hot. Kickoff lineups and more next on ESPN+.
We would not have a business today if it weren't for the support of many, many people within the Richmond community. To me, we're working as a team to enhance the quality of life for all residents.
It's about being the best that you can be. It's about enriching the lives of people in your community. There's a reason why we have the tagline Nourish, because it's really about nourishing the lives of the people that work for us and the people that we serve. That's what the UCrups brand stands for.
Hi, I'm Megan Mack, President of Prospect Blue.
And I'm Jess Barnes, Director of Business Development at Prospect Blue.
Prospect Blue is a staffing and recruiting firm headquartered right here in Richmond, Virginia. We serve the Mid-Atlantic region and beyond.
With the labor market experiencing historic shortages, Prospect Blue is here to help companies attract and retain key talent.
With strong relationships in the corporate, financial, legal, and medical fields, we are in a unique position to connect employers with job seekers. Whether you are a candidate seeking a new career opportunity or a company searching for talent, Prospect Blue will help you ensure that today's transitions lead to growth and success.
Prospect Blue is proud to be a corporate sponsor of the Richmond Kickers. Go Kickers!
Back here in Richmond, Virginia, we are just minutes away from kicking things off. Richmond Kickers, North Carolina, presented by UCrups. And as we talked about before, this is the second meeting of the season between these two sides. The first one was a close one. It was a fun one, especially in the first half. We saw 3 goals scored within the first 42 minutes. First up, it was the reigning Golden Boot winner, Emiliano Terzaghi. He converts 1-0, so a quality start. And then this year's Golden Boot leader got things going. There's one goal headed home by Garrett McLaughlin. A little bit later on, a penalty inside the box. McLaughlin nets it. A brace for Garrett McLaughlin, who now has 8 goals in the season. 2-1 the final in that one back on May 28th. So here is what Darren Sawatsky sends on the pitch. Our starting 11 brought to you by Serve Pro. And a couple of names, again, not in the lineup. They're not in squad today. Neil Vignoles, Nathan Awney, both of whom are out for consecutive matches with injuries. Those are 2 major pieces to Richmond's success who are not at the disposal of Darren Sawatsky today. They do, of course, have Jonathan Bolaños up front, who's been tremendous. On the flip side, for North Carolina, John Bradford's squad, again, looking to snap a 2-match losing streak. They do get Nelson Flores back. He did not play against Greenville. That was the first match that he missed this season, but he's in there in the starting 11 on the left side of this midfield. They have a very dynamic crew up front. You look at Olex Anderson and, of course, Garrett McLaughlin, who, as we said before, is currently leading the Golden Boot race with 8 goals. And our injury report, none reported for North Carolina, and as we mentioned, a couple for Richmond. Neil Vignoles and Nathan Awney both out for the 2nd consecutive matchup. They did not play in the 1-0 win over FC Tucson earlier this week in the desert. And we'll see what Richmond Kickers can do to fill those voids. I mean, you look at Vignoles, an elite midfielder, 4 goals and an assist, a guy who's been doing it for quite some time in this league, and a very reliable center back, to say the least, in Nathan Awney, out once again. (6-4-3) Richmond, 2nd place in the league table. A win would catapult them to the top of the standings, at least for the time being. North Carolina sitting in 4th place, but just 4 points back of 2nd, and mere 6 points back of 1st. And off we go. 2nd meeting of the season of this border battle. A couple of teams who have had some pretty jam-packed weeks. They both played midweek. It was a Wednesday affair against Greenville Triumph for North Carolina. They dropped that one 3-1. And Richmond Kickers went to the desert, took on FC Tucson in a rescheduled matchup earlier this week. A 1-0 victory. Jonathan Bolaños, the hero in that matchup. Richmond in the black kits, North Carolina in the whites. Our match referee is Thomas Snyder. Assistant referees Patrick Casey, Colin Ashley, and our 4th official is Joe Sergen. Offside flag was up. And not only has this been a busy stretch for North Carolina, but it's been a stretch with a fair amount of travel. This is their 3rd consecutive road match as they look to salvage some points from this road trip. Winless this far. 3-1 loss against Greenville Triumph, a 3-2 defeat out west in Fresno, California, as Anderson unable to get there. And Flores works it off of Matthew Bentley. Again, the big question for Richmond today, as we showed you on the Bonsicourse injury report, down 2 key pieces once again. Can they do something they've never done before and knock off North Carolina? Since these 2 sides were both in League One, since North Carolina rejoined it preseason last year, North Carolina have never lost to Richmond Kickers. Chrysler just works it back. He is right now really the anchor of this back line with Nathan Awney out once more. Put it forward by Stuart Ritchie. On the foot of Bolaños, a little bit of a heavy touch. Arriaga. Richie pushes up the line. Fairly well played ball. Bolaños gave chase to it, but was cut off in a hurry. Nice crowd on hand tonight in historic City Stadium, one of the great venues in USL League One. It's really a home pitch advantage, and Richmond Kickers have capitalized on that. 4-1-3 in the friendly confines of City Stadium this season. A side that had some serious struggles away from home, but those came to an end earlier this week. At least they're hoping it came to a permanent end, as ball a little out of the reach of Bolaños. Takes Will Pulisic off his line. Ethan Bryant dodges one. Bolaños now. Bolaños lays it through, and the flag is up. It was Terzaghi making that run, trying to get in behind that back line, and a little too antsy. Dangerous ball, worked back to Pulisic. All he could do was just bomb it. Ball at the foot of Dakota Barnathan, who was in the starting 11 for the second consecutive match, his 9th start of the season. Fill that void of Nathan Audie these last two. Ball intended for Bentley, cut off well. Cervenia, a lot of space to work with. Lou Young. As you see, North Carolina unbeaten in League One play against Richmond, 2-0-2. A League One series that dates back to the beginning of last season. North Carolina dropped down from USL Championship as Bolaños takes it away from Lou Young. Bryant unable to maintain it, and he wrestles it right back. Candela slips wide, was looking for Bentley, a little out of his reach. Flores scoops it up. Bryant shovels it out, kept in by Payne. Bryant once again slips for Payne. Well played ball. Payne pops it centrally, headed out of there. Long blast from distance, trickles just wide. It did take a deflection, and we'll see our first corner kick of the night for either side. WW Nash & Sons Inc. corner kick for Richmond Kickers. Jonathan Bolaños stands over it. In swinging ball from Bolaños. Flutters outside the 18. And work the other direction. A lot of contact. And most certainly a foul. Thus far, it's been considerable possession for Richmond. And remember what happened the last two times, the last time these two sides played. It was the early-ish goal for Richmond. They got on the board first. And then North Carolina responded a couple of goals before the end of the first half, and that was it, 2-1. Bentley tries to chip on. Terzaghi taking off the ball as Anderson tried to work the other direction. And a whistle behind the ball. Celebrating its 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official matchball supplier of the USL League One. Choose what you play with at www.selectsportamerica.com. Select, League's choice, player's choice. One of two matches in the League One slate tonight. 10:30 affair out west in Fresno as Fuego FC hosts Tormenta. Fuego FC that took down North Carolina last weekend 3-2 in a high-scoring affair. Of course, you can catch that matchup right here on ESPN+. Bryant applying the pressure. Cervania, very crafty player, who came on as a substitute against Greenville, coughed up. Taken away by Skelton, who's played every minute this season for his side. Arriaga's cross, slips ahead. Bentley lays forward, Terzaghi gives chase. Skelton unfazed. As rock solid of a center back as you'll find in this league. Cervania pacing. Switches out wide. A lot of space for Flores. They'll work it centrally, and it's nicked away. Della. These are two teams who have been very consistent on the attack this year. North Carolina have a remarkable streak of 12 straight matches that they've scored a goal, aka every single match they've played this season. The only team in League One to achieve that feat. The team who scored the second most matches, well, it's Richmond Kickers. They've netted a goal in 11 of their 13 fixtures this year. As Anderson kept it in play, need to keep it in play. And offside flag was up regardless. Quality touch by Richie. Surging forward, battling with Liu Young. And it's Richie who's whistled. Quickly in the reset, somersault. Liu Young knocks forward. McLaughlin makes a run. And it's Barnathan, the first one to it. Fitzgerald pressured and able to boot it out of there. There's Olex Anderson applying the heat. Martinez slips through towards McLaughlin, and again Fitzgerald there to save the day. Akira Fitzgerald, the fourth-year keeper for Richmond Kickers, who doubles as starting goalkeeper and the goalkeeping coach for this side. The league leader in saves. Had his fourth clean sheet of the season earlier this week against Tucson. Somersault forces the takeaway. Ball punched ahead. Bolaños streaking after it, and Pulisic came well out of his box. Both keepers called upon in some precarious situations in the first 14 minutes of this one. Two of the highest scoring teams in the championship square off when Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC welcomes San Diego Loyal SC for 4th of July fireworks. Don't miss the action. Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. What a matchup that should be. Colorado Springs last night, a 3-0 blowout win against Sacramento Republic. For Sac Republic, a side who has advanced to the Open Cup semifinals. Najee Berry had a brace in that one. Should be a great matchup to watch on ESPN2 on Monday night. Della smacks it ahead. Terzaghi tracks under it. And again, Pulisic able to get over there. He's getting his steps in, that's for sure, in the first 15 minutes. More feed taken by Richie. Works it wide. Bolaños cut off. Bolaños oh so active on the left flank. They've done a really good job of finding him and allowing him to create. Guy who missed some time earlier this season, Darren Sawatsky, credits the return of Bolaños as a big reason why their offense has been so successful this year. 23 goals in the campaign as Bryant makes a really good turn. Ethan Bryant still with some space, trying to work it wide, and it's cut off. Bryant, his feet taken the other direction by Lou Young. Lou Young, an errant clearance. Candela. Payne. Bentley. Gives it for Moret. Bryant. Bolaños, the league assist leader. 1-2, you can see the idea. Execution just wasn't quite there. And Bryant whistled for the shove. 19 minutes into this one. Couple teams looking to creep their way higher up in the league table. Second meeting of the season. Beautiful night in Richmond, Virginia. 89 degrees and sunny. We will have a hydration break in this one right around the half-hour mark. Great night for some soccer. Pitch condition looks quality. Shout out to Drew Norris, the Director of Field Operations for Richmond Kickers, and his crew for the job they've done tonight in preparation for this big-time matchup. Candela. Payne. They have the ball. Somersault trying to work ahead. And give it right back to Richmond. Two of the more consistent offensive teams in this league. We have yet to see a quality opportunity for either side. Jonathan Bolaños has gotten his fair share of touches, the assist leader. Have not seen Garrett McLaughlin have many looks today in the early goings. The goal leader in League One. Morant works it forward, finds Bolaños in space. Oh, he probably wanted to put a little bit more on that cross. Overlapping run, found him in green area. And it'll be Richmond's second corner kick of the night, brought to you by WW Nash & Sons, Inc. Bolaños' ball, headed out of danger. Flag is raised. As you see, plus 11 home goal differential for Richmond Kickers. This is a side that is not easy to beat at home. And hey, you look around the league, road teams for the most part this year have had more success than home teams. Richmond Kickers, they've been able to buck that trend this season. Beautiful long ball from Chrysler. Did it stay in play? It did not. Payne a split second behind it. Bolaños. Richie. Lays ahead. Bryant. One-on-one with Somersault. Powerful cross from Bryant out of the reach of Candela. Trevania tried to work the touch line. And let's see who at last took a touch off of. Did not take a touch off of Candela. Young, errant fade, up for a throw. Second meeting of the season between these two clubs. It was a 2-1 win for North Carolina down in the Tar Heel State earlier this year, back on May 28th. And Garrett McLaughlin brace, capped off by a penalty kick conversion. Did the job. All three goals came in the first half. And hard tackle right at the midline, somersault in some serious pain. And the yellow is shown, Ethan, to Matt Bentley.
Yellow card issued to Richmond number 9, Matthew Bentley, in the 25th minute.
And Raheem Somersault, who has become a League One institution, is in some major discomfort. Man who just days ago played his 50th USL League One match. Sawatsky. The company relaying some instructions, the third-year head man. Good to see Somersault back on his feet. Such a key piece of this team. He has an assist this year. This is his 10th start of the campaign. And again, now it is 51st USL League One appearances. Also played for FC Tucson and Tormenta. Skelton launches ahead. McLaughlin unable to settle. Richmond kickers trying to build off of a remarkable month of June. Find themselves just 2 points back of first place. Picked up 4 wins in the month of June, and talking to Darren Sawatsky, he said at this point of the season, it's something they've been trying to build, but this is the culture part that he's really been talking to us about in our weekly calls for quite some time. He said, we're finally at that point where when we're on the ball, off the ball, guys are looking for each other, sharing the ball well. He's loved that about his team. They have been pretty well-rounded. You see a fair share of goal scorers and contributors in many ways. And his side's depth really being put on full display without Vignoles and Ani for the second consecutive match. He told me a couple of weeks ago that he feels comfortable with about 16 or 17 of his guys being in the starting 11. That is an absolute luxury to have. And Lu Yun, animated. He was the one who was just fouled. I think he was asking for his teammates to give him some options. It's really been few and far between today for North Carolina in terms of getting the ball into the final third. And they play on through the contact. Perhaps something working here. Slipped wide to Anderson, the former kicker, almost found the foot of McLaughlin. The most dangerous opportunity we've seen from the visitors tonight. Cervania working it wide under Greenswell Growers replay, and McLaughlin oh so close to tapping it home for what would have been his leading 9th goal of the season. And that will bring us to our hydration break. Like we said before, it's 89 degrees, it's a hot one. These players will get some time to cool off and get some water. And as we hit on before, we have the goals leader and the assist leader in this match. Let's start with the league leaders in conversions this season. And it's a familiar name to those of you watching this match. Garrett McLaughlin, 8 goals on the season. He has been tremendous. 8 goals in 12 matches. He has scored a goal in 7 of those matches. The first-year man with North Carolina, who he scored 8 goals in all of last year with Toronto too. So a big campaign this year, and he'll look to build on that. Wanga Lindra, second, fresh off of a hat trick. Tracer Mbuyu, hey, 6 goals, a guy who he's missed a little bit of time this year. Irvin Para of Northern Colorado rounds things out, 6 goals. He continues to keep things rolling. That is entering tonight. So McLaughlin, hey, he nearly notched his 9th and nearly added to his league-leading goal total. Really impressive stuff from the first-year North Carolina FC man. Out of the hydration break. Big fan of this kit matchup. They have the all-black look for Richmond kickers. Of course, North Carolina, the Dreamville in the center of the kits. That is just vintage Tar Heel State right there. Somersault, who just moments ago was in some pain. Anderson is dispossessed by Chrysler. That will be an intriguing matchup to watch today as Richmond looks to counter. It's Bentley who leaves it for Bryant. Long service from Bryant. Well played by Liu Young. And a card perhaps coming out, yes. A yellow is shown on the collision as Terzaghi hit the deck.
Yellow card issued to NCFC number 2.
And it's Christian Liu Young. He picked up a yellow card on Wednesday against Greenville. He's done so again tonight. So a yellow card apiece. Christian Liu Young gets a yellow for North Carolina. And it's Matthew Bentley who's been booked for the home side. Ethan Bryant, a very versatile player who last year was loaned from San Antonio. Stuck around for this year as well after a very positive experience. Joined this club back in August 2021 on loan from the USL Championship side. 3 assists this year. Fluttering ball. Somersault works it out of there. Bolaños was offside. And something that you see quite a bit with this Richmond team, with Bolaños as high up as he'll play, really testing that back line. Does get caught offside quite a bit. But it's been that aggressive mindset, those aggressive runs that he's made that have really opened things up and have allowed him to be as much of a facilitator as he's been. League best 6 assists in the season for Bolaños. Cervania. Candela is in some pain. Took a shot to the face. Yeah, that will certainly sting, to say the least. Cervania lost it. Bolaños tracks after it, and it's Pulisic able to head it away. He continues to be very active, extending off of his line. We'll take a look back at this ball to Bolaños. It was sent forward by Richie. And again, Bolaños really testing the limits of that back line. He gets after it. Pulisic cut him off though. And there it is. Bolaños again caught offside. Well, it'll be a historic moment for women's soccer in the United States in the fall of 2023. The USL Super League, a second division of professional women's soccer league, is expected to begin play in fall of 2023. Stay tuned to the USL website for exciting upcoming announcements about the USL Super League, which again will begin in the fall of 2023. That'll be just a tremendous addition to the already blossoming professional worlds of women's soccer in the United States. Just to build on the success of the U.S. women's national team. That's, of course, trickled down to NWSL, which has made the NWSL a formidable force in the U.S. sports landscape. And USL Super League will just add to that and be a really great addition to women's soccer in this great country. Candela. Payne. Given away. Now it's Anderson. The former Richmond kicker tangled up with Payne. Surely a booking. It's a quick yellow, courtesy of Thomas Snyder.
Yellow card issued to Richmond number 22, Stephen Payne, in the 38th minute.
Sometimes referees, their job is difficult. This was pretty easy. Under Greenswell and Grove's replay, you can see, no doubt about it, it was an immediate reach for the card. And it's Stephen Payne who's issued a yellow. So both Payne and Matthew Bentley are sitting on cautions for Richmond kickers. Skelton shows off the handles. Anderson. Arriaga now. A little bit of space. Arriaga let it rip off target. But there's something for North Carolina. Been a little more active, a little more confident as they approach that final third of these last 10 or so minutes compared to the first half hour. Win for Richmond catapults them to the top of the league table. North Carolina enters today in 4th place. 3 points would go a long way for them as well as they look to climb the league standings. They play the advantage. Terzaghi puts it off of Skelton and out for a throw. Bentley, who was just taken down, unable to get the cross in. Very well played challenge. McLaughlin takes it away, leaves it for Anderson, the former kicker. Olex Anderson puts his side on the board.
NCFC goal scored by number 9, Olex Anderson, in the 41st minute.
In his old stomping grounds, he said, "This is my house." We'll look back at this. Just poor play in the back line as McLaughlin leaves it for Anderson. And the man who Darren Sawatsky said is like a son to him. He's known him since he was 16. Gets one across against his old club. What a moment for Anderson and a breakthrough for North Carolina's side, who has lost 2 straight. At times in this first half, have looked pedestrian at best on the attack. And it's they who break through first. Chrysler leaves it back for Fitzgerald. It was Anderson who came in hard. And now Chrysler shaken up. Richmond already down 1 center back with Nathan Awney out. But players slowly make their way back under their feet. And Anderson, just a minute removed from that goal, he's been booked. So Anderson a yellow, Christian Liu Young a yellow for North Carolina. Olex Anderson now 5 goals on the season. Spent the last 2 seasons right here in Richmond as Bryant slips a hand looking for Bolaños. A little too heavy for his teammate. But it's the only shot on target in this one, that's the difference. 1-0 advantage for North Carolina. The 41st minute goal by Olex Anderson. And a shove from behind, it's Richie whistled. Somersault. Works ahead. Alexander taking off the ball. Better one by Skelton. A physical 6'4" presence, dynamic in the air. McLaughlin finds Anderson. Turns, looks to create some space. Knocks it wide. Arriaga, a low cross, cut away. Not all too convincingly, though. Initial indications of 3 minutes of added time to round out this first half. A 41st minute goal by Olex Anderson against his former club has his side in front. North Carolina trying to snap a 2-match skid. Longest losing streak of the season for the visitors. Skelton arced ahead. Anderson was offside.
Ladies and gentlemen, fourth official indicating 3 additional minutes, 3 minutes added time.
And we have entered Greenswell Growers stoppage time. Again, 3 minutes of added time. Is it enough for another conversion? Alexander gives chase. Step too slow for the speedy Stephen Payne. But it will be a North Carolina throw. Anderson. Taken away by Lu Yang. Lu Yang has McLaughlin making a run. Unable to find him for the moment. Now slips ahead. McLaughlin puts it in front. And Chrysler sniffs it out. Lu Yang looks to reload. Christian Lu Yang dances. Drives across it. And over everybody. And it did take a deflection. And it's out for a North Carolina corner kick as we look back at this replay. It started with his feed, the overlapping run from McLaughlin, puts it in the middle. Chrysler just got a foot on it. And you see the deflection as Lu Yang's ball took a touch off of Stuart Ritchie. First corner of the night for the visitors in white. They play short. Anderson, by the 41st minute goal, drives in across, flicked on frame, and Fitzgerald is there. Long toss, foot race, it's Terzaghi on it. Switches fields, Bryant now for Payne. Final moments of stoppage time. Payne works one-on-one, his cross, headed away. Not fully cleared, and now it is. And there is the halftime whistle. A fairly uneventful first half for the first 40 minutes, but things changed in a hurry in the 41st. Olex Anderson, a 41st minute goal, his 5th of the season, has his side in front. 1-0 the score. Halftime scoreboard brought to you by Simplicity VoIP. And North Carolina, losers of consecutive matches for the first time this year, head to the dressing room in front. We'll have halftime stats, highlights, and so much more for you in a bit. This is League One on ESPN+.
Health. Suddenly that word seems more important these days. as it's consumed all aspects of our lives and made our universes feel smaller than ever. But at Bon Secours, your health has always been our top priority, and we're staying as committed as always to personalizing the right care for you. Because whether here or from home, we believe your health care should always revolve around you. Bon Secours, primary care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/primary care to connect with the provider today.
Hi, I'm Megan Mack, President of Prospect Blue.
And I'm Jess Barnes, Director of Business Development at Prospect Blue.
Prospect Blue is a staffing and recruiting firm headquartered right here in Richmond, Virginia. We serve the Mid-Atlantic region and beyond.
With the labor market experiencing historic shortages, Prospect Blue is here to help companies attract and retain key talent.
With strong relationships in the corporate, financial, legal, and medical fields, we are in a unique position to connect employers with job seekers. Whether you are a candidate seeking a new career opportunity or a company searching for talent, Prospect Blue will help you ensure that today's transitions lead to growth and success.
Prospect Blue is proud to be a corporate sponsor of the Richmond Kickers. Go Kickers!
Halftime score brought to you by Simplicity VoIP. And as we enter the 4th of July weekend, let's look back at some of the midweek games in Week 14.
Let's show some highlights from these 3 games that have taken place the last couple days. We'll start in Greenville. The Triumph taking on NCFC. Early on, 9th minute, Alan Gavilanes. He's been red hot lately, and he stays that way. Beautiful roofed finish to put Greenville ahead 1-0 early, and they are always so tough, of course, when they score that opening goal. It would prove to be the case again on this particular night. After the celebrations concluded, Greenville back to business in the second half as a save there kept it at 1-0 for a little while, but later on in half number 2, Greenville would pull away, and it's that press that they like to employ at times, really effective here. Jacob Labovitz, another guy who's been red hot lately, closing down the goalkeeper, winning the ball, still had a lot to do from a tight angle, didn't he finish it well? Rounding the keeper. A lot of players would have scuffed that wide. Not him. 5 goals now in his past 6 games. He celebrated a 2-0 lead. He was fired up. And a little while later, it would be 3-0. Another disastrous mistake at the back by NCFC. This time, Labovitz turning provider. Great ball back post. Beautiful layoff. Jake Keegan arriving at just the perfect time to slam it home. And Greenville were rolling with a 3-0 lead. And they would mostly coast the rest of the way, although not without some late minor drama. Their clean sheet was spoiled very late on. It was their turn to make an uncharacteristic mistake, and Paul Christensen, normally so solid between the sticks, just hands a goal straight to Nicholas Molina. That keeps NCFC's streak alive this year. They've still scored in every match. They've not been blanked once, and that's why they've still not been blanked this year, but otherwise a tough night for them as they fall to Greenville by a 3-1 final. The Triumph continue to occupy that top spot in the League One table. We go out west to Tucson as FC Tucson hosted Richmond Kickers, who've really struggled away from home this year. Early on, a chance that bounced off keeper Carlos Morancia. He spilled it, but Emiliano Terzaghi, from a tight angle, could only slam it off the side of the post, and it stayed goalless in the first half. But early in the second half, what a finish from Jonathan Bolaños. Whack, bang, back of the net. And that proved to be the decisive goal in a very tight affair. Richmond had to defend for long stretches. Tucson threatened plenty, but just weren't able to find the cutting edge. And Jonathan Bolaños certainly was. Late in the 83rd minute, this was the closest Tucson came to leveling the scores. Tarn Weir lined it up, struck it so well, but was just an inch away from equalizing. Inside of the post, it stayed out. And that would be the closest FC Tucson would come as Darren Zawatsky celebrated his first ever victory against the club he used to coach for. And a big win for Richmond to keep pace with Greenville. Then we headed out west, or a bit north from Tucson, you could say. Northern Colorado playing at home. What a finish this was to put them ahead 1-0. Danny Robles hissing that off the inside of the left upright after some neat interplay through that midfield area. And Robles, great finish with the left foot. And it was 1-0 in favor of Northern Colorado, who enjoyed getting to play some matches, at least in their home area, after such a long time on the road. Then later on, it was 2. Great served ball in from a dead ball situation, and Breck Evans, this is his first professional goal. He has a championship ring from League One with North Texas back in 2019, but had not scored yet, has now. Early in the second half, Chattanooga would pull one back. Northern Colorado were incensed about this. They felt the free kick was taken too quickly, but Juan Galindrez, off that clever little dink and the great square across the face of goal, Galindrez, at the second attempt, able to scuff it home. Chattanooga were back in it, but they could not find the equalizer. Eamon Zayed celebrated Northern Colorado winners by that 2-1 final score.
Roll it down.
I am.
You don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What? What?
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM.
What?
This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What?
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
It's all Colorado Springs tonight.
Already a goal in this one. Cross it.
Oh! Floated back the other way. And what a save! San Diego!
Drew the penalty from long range. Guido fires away! What a shot!
At Greenswell Growers, we combine innovative technology, sustainable practices, and a passion for local. With a commitment to plants first, we have unwavering standards for growing products that yield the best taste in order to create the happiest customers. Because everyone deserves access to clean, safe, nutritious food. Little Greens, Big Heart. Learn more at greenswellgrowers.com.
Time for some USL League One news and notes, and we start looking back to a historic Week 13. A whopping 40 combined goals were scored. That is by far and away the most goals ever scored in a single League One weekend. And Charlotte was in the midst of two high-scoring affairs. They lost 7-1 at Chattanooga and then responded in a big way, a 6-2 win over Forward Madison. And how about the USL in Open Cup? Well, their impressive run continues. Sacramento has made its way to the Open Cup semifinals. They have a date with MLS side Sporting Kansas City, who just took down a League One side in Union Omaha. Union Omaha's run comes to an end, but the deepest run ever for a third division side in the historic U.S. Open Cup. And the player of the week, Juan Galindrez, scored in both of his side's matches last week, including League One's first hat-trick of the campaign. A big week for Juan Galindrez and a handful of his other players. You'll see Galindrez, one of 4 Chattanooga Red Wolves players on this Week 13 Team of the Week. That's in addition to 4 Northern Colorado Hailstorm players on Week 13 Team of the Week as well. A high-scoring week and a lot of players recognized for their contributions. Looking back at some matchups from earlier in this week, just last night, In Omaha, Union Omaha and Charlotte Independence, a 0-0 draw. The 5th 0-0 draw of the League One season. A close one Thursday, a close one in the desert on Wednesday. Greenville Triumph and Charlotte taking care of business in their respective matchups earlier this week as well. And here is what's to come as we move along in Week 14. Another matchup tonight, matchup tomorrow, Tuesday, Friday, and a couple Saturday affairs as well. We'll have highlights, stats, and second half kickoff for you in just a bit after this on ESPN+.
Welcome to Royal New Kent Golf Club. Designed by world-renowned architect Mike Strantz, Royal New Kent's a one-of-a-kind Irish-style golf course located 20 minutes east of Richmond, Virginia. Royal New Kent was featured in Golf Week's top 100 public courses in the country. Hidden behind grassy knolls and hand-stacked rock walls, each hole offers several playing options to fit a wide range of abilities. Visit royalnewkent.com or follow us on social media for more information on tee times and rates. Remember, come to Royal New Kent Golf Club to Golf Ireland in Virginia.
We would not have a business today if it weren't for the support of the many, many people within the Richmond community. To me, we're working as a team to enhance the quality of life for all residents.
It's about being the best that you can be. It's about enriching the lives of people in your community. There's a reason why we have the tagline Nourish, because it's really about nourishing the lives of the people that work for us and the people that we serve. That's what the UCROPS brand stands for.
Health. Suddenly that word seems more important these days, as it's consumed all aspects of our lives and made our universes feel smaller than ever. But at Bon Secours, your health has always been our top priority, and we're staying as committed as always to personalizing the right care for you. Because whether here or from home, we believe your health care should always revolve around you. Bon Secours, primary care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/primary care to connect with the provider today.
At Greenswell Growers, we combine innovative technology, sustainable practices, and a passion for local. With a commitment to plants first, we have unwavering standards for growing products that yield the best taste in order to create the happiest customers. Because everyone deserves access to clean, safe, nutritious food. Little Greens, Big Heart. Learn more at greenswellgrowers.com.
Check out our red, white, and blue jersey.
On the banks of the James River, halftime brought to you by Simplicity. VoIP 1-0 North Carolina FC in front over the home side, Richmond Kickers. And we'll take a look back at the half that was. First 45 in the books. Remember, Richmond has never beaten North Carolina. North Carolina on the other side looking to snap a two-match skid. 20th minute. Well-played ball from Moran to Bolaños. Just did not put enough behind that cross. A little bit later on, in the 30th minute, North Carolina applying a bit of pressure. Multiple players making runs. It's Anderson, whose cross comes just in front of a diving McLaughlin. 6 minutes later. How about this ball by Richie to Bolaños? And it's Pulisic, who hasn't had to make any saves, but he's been very active coming off of his line. And a little bit later on, 39th minute, things continue to get a little more interesting as Arriaga let one rip off target. And then here's where the damage was done. Just costly passing, sloppy to say the least. McLaughlin with the takeaway. Olex Anderson the finish as it trickles home, and he slides on his former home turf. 1-0 the score, Richmond Kickers, North Carolina FC. 45 minutes to go, and it's the visitors in front.
Play in any manner shall be ejected and subject to arrest. The Richmond Kickers, USL, thank you for your cooperation.
As the referees get things sorted out. Thrilled to have you with us on ESPN+. John Gross with you. Richmond, Virginia, the side of this one. And off we go. Teams will switch sides. It's North Carolina in the whites, Richmond in the blacks. Early on, nearly a handball. As Barnathan skies it forward. And a halftime change brought to you by James River Orthodontics. It is Owen Gordon who just had the ball on his feet on the pitch for Matthew Bentley. Owen Gordon, who subbed on against Tucson at the 78th minute, enters quite a bit earlier today. A goal and an assist this year for the Jamaican national. Payne works centrally. Gordon. Now Bolaños. What a goal earlier this week. Plays ahead, Brian tries to pop it centrally and deflects out for a throw. You look back at that first half, Richmond had 3 shots, none of which ended up on target. Just 2 shots for North Carolina. And their 1 shot on frame was the goal in the 41st minute. Owen Gordon paces forward. Gordon dances. Gordon, oh! He had Bryant making the run at his left. Just could not get rid of it in time. And as Anderson tracks after it, Fitzgerald does well to play it low. And Cervania is taken to the turf. Payne has to be careful. He's sitting on a yellow card already. Chrysler jockeying with Anderson. Anderson, tough spot, somehow got rid of it, but was forced to boot it well over the end line. Tremendous atmosphere at historic City Stadium, one of the best venues in League One. It's been a house of horrors for visitors this season. Richmond Kickers 4-1-3 at home this year. High press nearly resulted in a turnover. Instead, it's Payne who has a lot of space to work with. Bryant. Clip from behind, no whistle. And it's scooped up by Pulisic. Well, Pulisic has not had to make any saves today. Man acquired on loan from Austin FC back on March the 9th. Flores just sloppy with it. Candela now. Candela sees Bolaños making the run. Bolaños heads goalward, and it didn't quite get there. And this all started just a poor feed by Nelson Flores. Very well played ball by Candela. Found his man in stride under Greenswell Growers replay, but nothing to show for it. And remember how North Carolina notched its goal back in the first half. It was careless passing in the back end by Richmond. Zaka Moran, to be specific. That resulted in the turnover and the breakaway opportunity. Chrysler gets a lot behind this one. It's won by Lu Yan, and Arriaga knocks it forward. Richmond 2 points back of first place. North Carolina enters sitting in fourth place, 4 back of Richmond for the runner-up spot of the league table. Owain Gordon with Payne on his right. Gordon tees. Gordon! Oh, turned away. Great save. Will Pulisic, his first save of the night. It's a big one. You look back on our Greenswell and Growers replay. Owain Gordon uncorked. And a WW Nash & Sons Inc. corner kick on the way for Richmond. Third of the night for the home side. 2 of Ethan Bryant's assists this year have come from corner kicks. His service headed away. Who else but the 6'4" Skelton wins it in the air. Now Cervania. Cervania dispossessed. Owain Gordon taken off the ball. What a tackle. And it's Anderson, who has 1 goal already. 1-on-1 with Payne. Anderson knocks ahead for the Golden Boot leader. McLaughlin keeps it in play. McLaughlin! Oh, and a man to the backside comes out to Cervania. Cervania slices. Cervania! Just off target. A promising flurry of chances, as you'll see in our Greenswell Growers replay. It starts with Anderson. He finds his man McLaughlin making the run. Fitzgerald is able to jar it away. McLaughlin just kept it in. And Cervania let it fly, but off target. Chrysler heads it back dangerously. Anderson was in the vicinity. Candela. Owain Gordon. The lone substitute that we've seen from either side tonight. Gordon once more. The only shot on target for his side. Candela unleashes. Terzaghi, he did stay onside, and it's Pulisic able to reach out to it. The activity from Pulisic has been superb. He's made 1 save, it was a critical one. But he's come up on a lot of balls in his vicinity. Skelton, tough spot. Stoppage here. We'll see exactly what happened. It's Martinez who was clipped. Massaging that right ankle area. And he's able to walk it off. Nelson Martinez, the Virginia native, playing back in his home state. Native of Woodbridge, Virginia. Moran, on it momentarily. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2022. Whether your club is on the road or at home, catch nearly every second of USL League One action on ESPN+, the home of the USL, MLS, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Olex Anderson. Clipped off the ball by Chrysler. Now it's Arriaga. He finds Anderson. Anderson shot deflected out. Olex Anderson just capitalizing again on a ball that was kind of deflected back. Arriaga lays one off well. Anderson by the double team of the two center backs in Barnathan and Chrysler. Remember, Richmond Kickers without two key pieces. The second consecutive match, an major offensive threat. As Arriaga tried to blast it. An offensive threat in Neil Vinyals. And a key center back in Nathan Awney. Ritchie plays through Bolaños. Again, offside. Talked about this back in the first half, but he's a guy who is really going to test the limits of this back line. Very aggressive on his runs. A lot of times that results in assists or goals. A lot of times it also results in offside. Summersall wins it. Directing traffic. Right side. McLaughlin. The golden boot later. Ingles towards the end line, battling with Ritchie. And a goal kick awarded. Textbook from Stuart Ritchie, who played the full 90 against Tucson after missing the prior two matches. Stephen Payne tees up across, finds the head of Skelton. Bolaños. Lofted ball from Ritchie. Martinez knocked it forward, still with Richmond Kickers. Looking for that quality opportunity that we have yet to see from them tonight. It's Moran. Skies it. Payne stayed onside, keeps it in play. Ball centrally from Payne. There's the breakthrough. It's Terzaghi. The golden boot still shines. And this time it's with the head. And we are level. The all-time leading scorer notches his 6th of the season. Greenswell Growers replay shows you this beautiful feed from Saka Moran. Payne put it centrally, and it's Terzaghi, the two-time reigning MVP, Golden Boot, you name it, he's done it in this league. And he has equalized. Moran again skyward, and Bolaños could not track after it. A 59th minute equalizer by Emiliano Terzaghi. And what a match we have now. Two sides separated by just 4 points in the league table. Second place to fourth place. And a border battle. Terzaghi carrying. Terzaghi has one. This one off to the left. We'll look back at our Greenswell Growers replay. It was coughed up by Summersall with some high pressure. A low drive from Terzaghi. Doesn't test Pulisic. McLaughlin juggles forward for Anderson. Going for North Carolina. Sad wrapping up a 3-match road trip, hoping it's not 3 losses. Gordon streaking. Oh, Wayne Gordon, options. Gordon lets it fly. Pulisic denies. Second save for Will Pulisic. Not the kindest of angles here from Gordon.
NCFC substitution.
A curled goalward. Theoretically could have ended up at the backside as a cross.
Entering the game, number 16, Nicholas Molina.
And a change for North Carolina. Substitution brought to you by James River Orthodontics. And it's a guy who has been a goal-scoring machine in his limited action, Nico Molina. Talk about a goal-scoring machine, it's Terzaghi now. Plays it back, and this one finds the net! The shirt comes off, the ball goes in, and Richmond in front. Bolaños, who else? A 6th consecutive match that Jonathan Bolaños has contributed to a goal. And the league leader on assists, notches another goal. He did it on Wednesday against Tucson. And as our Greenswell Growers replay shows, he's done it once more tonight. What a change of events in the River City. Two goals separated by 3 minutes. And now North Carolina finds itself in a position it has not been in tonight, behind. They did make the change. They brought on Nico Molina, who has 2 goals in 3 matches. He has scored in every shot attempt that he's had on frame. Candela. Molina, by the way, came on for Olex Anderson, who has North Carolina's lone goal. This will prompt a card. It's Summersall shown the yellow. Bryant, the one who hit the deck.
Yellow card issued to NCFC number 44 for James Summersall, 65th minute.
So Summersall has a yellow, as does Christian Lou Young and Olex Anderson. Anderson, though, has been subbed off. But wow, that first goal completely changed the complexion of this matchup. It's been inspired play since then for the home side as Pulisic races after it. And for North Carolina, now a hole to dig out of. This is the 5th time this season that North Carolina has both led and trailed in the same match this year. That leads League One. Molina,
This is your last call
6'6",
for
he was
adult
offside.
beverages. All sales stop after the 70th minute. Last call for adult beverages.
Gordon is there, and he stayed onside. Working one-on-one. Gordon unable to control as he probed inside the 18. He's been very active as a substitute, a guy who can provide a lot for this side offensively. And now Molina gives chase. Pressure comes on Fitzgerald, unfazed. Ethan Bryant plays on out of the reach of Owen Gordon. They play the advantage. Bryant shovels wide to Stuart Ritchie. And he is unable to control a guy who has had a really solid match so far. He's delivered some very well-placed long balls and has looked very solid in 1v1 defending. And what a match this has been. 2 goals scored within 4 minutes by Richmond kickers. Terzaghi in the 59th off a cross from Payne. And at the 63rd, it was Bolaños who notched another goal. Consecutive matches with a goal. He's contributed to a goal in 6 straight now. And Alex Anderson was the one who got the scoring started. Anderson now off the pitch as Chrysler and McLaughlin are just jockeying a bit. Thomas Snyder will chat things over with both of them. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access, Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern. Plus, your live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app. Slovenia really found the ball in a dangerous area. Instead, it's Bolaños who receives it and cannot hang on to it. Cervania, 2 men on his back, able to knock it forward. Bryant leaves ahead for Bolaños. He scored the go-ahead goal in the 63rd. What can the magician do again? Working one-on-one with Skelton. That's a quality matchup. Switches fields for Payne. And it's cut off before it can get to the intended target. Cervania, one touch wide. And it's Ritchie again, stout defending on Liu Young, who could not deliver the cross in. It is, though, a corner kick. Second corner of the night for North Carolina. raucous atmosphere. In swinging ball, nearly found the 6'4" Skelton. Instead, it's deflected out for yet another corner kick. Some major set-piece targets inside the 18. You look at the aforementioned Skelton, 6'4". Nico Molina, 6'6". Garrett McLaughlin, he's a 6-footer as well. Multiple bodies hit the deck. No whistle. And it's a throw-in for the home side. Cervania battling with Moran. Somersault. Taken up the ball by Terzaghi. Knocks ahead for Bolaños. Goes right back to Emiliano. And then he's checked down. Shanking up a bit. He has a goal and an assist. Can't say enough about what this guy has meant to this club. Barnathan skies it long. Cervania battles with Richie. And it heads the other direction. Flores lays ahead. He finds Molina. Trying to shovel it back towards McLaughlin. Well played by Candela. North Carolina's side who has been held to just one shot on target, albeit it was a goal by Olex Anderson. That came back in the 41st minute. We've certainly seen some more life from Richmond in the second half, especially after that first goal was converted. Bolaños, who had the go-ahead goal. Bolaños works centrally. It's Bryant ahead to Gordon. Gordon stops and finishes. Oh my, oh Wayne. And it's 3-1 Richmond. Unanswered in the first 30 minutes of the second half. Let's take a look at our Greenswell Growers replay. It was Bolaños who worked to the middle, unselfish from Bryant. He could have let it fly. Instead, he passed to a better shot. Gordon made the run, takes his time, and converts. Great pass from the back as well. That's what really sparked it. Finding Bolaños in stride. And Owain Gordon notches his second goal of the season. And Darren Sawatsky's club enters the hydration break in a very different situation than it was in at the first half hydration break. At that point, they were struggling to get anything going. And just 11 minutes after that, they were down 1-0. Well, here they are, 76th minute, up 3-1. We showed you the goal leaders back in the first half. We had Garrett McLaughlin on that list, and a guy who's played a big role tonight, Jonathan Bolaños. He is the top of the assist leaderboard. 6 assists on the season, 2 goals. That's entering tonight. He's notched another goal tonight, of course. Now 3 goals and 6 assists on the season. He had the hockey assist on that last goal, but that obviously won't count for anything. Mo Espinoza follows him. Miguel Ibarra tied with Espinoza. And Noe Meza sits in 4th with 4 assists. Those are the assist leaders in USL League One entering this Friday night. One of 2 matches this evening in League One. The evening wraps up out on the West Coast as Fuego FC hosts Tormenta FC.
Substitution defining the match number 17, Jonathan Bolaños. Entering the game, number 27, Chandler O'Dwyer.
And Jonathan Bolaños is set to make his way off to a warm ovation, and for good reason. And how about this? Chandler O'Dwyer, his debut. First appearance of the season for Richmond Kickers. He's on the pitch, number 27. First pro season after a standout career at Christian Brothers University. That's a D2 school. Changes for North Carolina as well. Raheem Summersall comes off. Shokat Tahir makes his way on. And Cole Frame enters for Jaden Cervania. So both coaches making changes. Substitutions brought to you by James River Orthodontics. There is the aforementioned Cole Frame, the Wake Forest, North Carolina native. Molina battles for it. Molina knocks ahead towards a streaking Frame. Those are 2 for the young players. And now Owen Gordon knocks it forward. He has 1 goal already. Owen Gordon put in. Terzaghi, a brace. It's all Richmond. Two goals and an assist. Emiliano Terzaghi, one of the all-time greats in this league. And it started with Barnathan, the slide tackle in the back. Ball punched ahead to Owen Gordon, who does well to stick with it. Gustavo Fernandez could not win the ball. Cross from Owen Gordon, unselfish. And Terzaghi converts. Folks, this was a 1-0 North Carolina lead at the break. We've played about 35 minutes in the second half, and Richmond have scored 4 goals. They average just south of 2 goals per outing. A dynamic attacking team. Darren Sawatsky cited the unselfish play of his team as of late. They're always looking for one another when they're on the ball, when they're off the ball. And we've seen that in full display tonight. The extra passes, passing up shots for great shots. And that's allowed these goals to come with relative ease. Darren Sawatsky also said that tonight will be about us, not about North Carolina. His side has never beaten North Carolina FC in USL League One. The visitors 2-0-2 all-time in this border battle. That That might be changing tonight. His frame is clipped off the ball, but it is a corner kick. Cole Frame, who signed his first pro contract back in September with North Carolina FC. A young man who came through the NCFC Academy. Now you're in desperation mode if you're the visitors. You absolutely need something here, and it won't come. It's Owen Gordon skying. To here, it's it off for Arriaga. Arriaga, elevated ball. Founds the foot of Jordan Skelton, but that's it. And 2 more changes on the way for the home side. Simon Finch set to enter for Stephen Payne. Finch, the Richmond native, grew up attending Richmond Kickers matches. Christian Molina, who has played just 2 matches this season. He readies to head on for Vincenzo Candela. Molina has not played since the June 11th match against Charlotte Independence. Won a title with Union Omaha a season ago. He enters for the 3rd time this year. And 2 more subs on the way for John Bradford's club. The coach of the month back in May. His side in a difficult stretch. They've lost 2 straight. A 3-goal hole late in this one.
Entering the game, number 31,
It's Nicholas Rincon, who enters for Luis Arriaga. And the Brazilian, Pekka, makes his way on for Nelson Martinez. So Pekka, who did not play the last 3 matches and was out 5 of the last 6, is back on. Rincon, how about this? Just 16 years old. Joined North Carolina from PDA Players Development Academy in Somerset, New Jersey. His 4th appearance of the season for the 16-year-olds from Columbia. Substitution brought to you by James River Orthodontics. Here's Gordon. Taking off the ball. Young rolls on Molina, trying to direct it wide, did not do so. Flores, Molina. Barnathan. Pekka now. Leaves it to the 16-year-old Rincon. Flores maneuvers around Finch. He wanted the call. It was taken down inside the box. Did not get it. Just 1 shot on target for North Carolina. How about this? Garrett McLaughlin has been limited to just 1 touch inside the Richmond box. The Golden Boot winner. Lujan, a lot of space to work with. Looking for the aforementioned McLaughlin. Could not settle. It's Rincon dancing through traffic. Rincon with the left. From the leg of Zaka Moran. Again, Lujan. Marked by Chandler O'Dwyer in O'Dwyer's debut. It's a throw for the visitors. Tahir. Clearance unsuccessful, but lands up a goal kick. Gordon wins the header. Terzaghi has 2 goals already. And it's Fernandez who wins it. Emiliano Terzaghi up to 7 goals in the season. He scored once against North Carolina back in that 2-1 loss. 2 goals and an assist tonight. Molina. Molina. Not hook up. It's intended to target a Rincon. Instead it's Owen Gordon with 2 on his left. Owen Gordon dispossessed. What a sliding tackle by Fernandez. Flores carries with a plethora of breathing room. He'll roll inside the 18. Tahir. Down he goes, looking for a whistle. Second time that a North Carolina player has hit the deck inside the box. And Thomas Snyder has not blown his whistle either time. Here's our Greensboro Growers replay. You'll see physical play from Chrysler. So corner kick on the way for the visitors. Initial indication suggests 3 minutes of stoppage time.
Richmond substitution. Departing the match.
And a goalie substitution for Richmond kickers. Akira Fitzgerald comes off, and Austin Quasi makes his way onto the pitch.
Fourth official indicating 3 additional minutes. 3 minutes out of 10.
It's the debut for Austin Quasi as he sends a booming goal kick, which deflects out. Substitution brought to you by James River Orthodontics. We have entered our Greenswell Growers stoppage time. Quasi, the son of Jeff Quasi, who won the 1995 U.S. Open Cup with Richmond Kickers. Club that runs in his blood. It's his first crack at things in 2022. And a guy who not just plays under the tutelage of Akira Fitzgerald as a player, but Fitzgerald is his goalkeeping coach as well. It's a unique ordeal. A very mature and experienced and, of course, talented player in Akira Fitzgerald. He's leading that goalkeeping crew. Frame works it back out. Lou Young serves one up. Molina unable to track after it. It's Flores now. Tahir sidesteps and fires. He's looking up for 90. Could not locate it. Let's look back at this in our Greenswell Growers replay. This was a fairly quality look. Tahir showing some good stuff as a substitute, product of Fulham Youth and Brentford Youth back in his native England. He has scored this season. And at the very least, both managers able to get some guys in who otherwise either haven't played or haven't played a whole lot. Frame plays it back top of the 18. Tahir one-times it. McLaughlin unable to follow it up as it's cleared away. First time ever in League One that Richmond Kickers take down North Carolina, and they do it in a big way. 4 second-half goals as they move to the top of the table. Now 24 points for Richmond as North Carolina wraps up its 3-match road trip with 3 losses. A difficult night for the visitors. They entered the midway point up by a goal, unable to hang on, and Richmond bounces back in a big way. And our man of the match brought to you by who else? Emiliano Terzaghi. 2 goals and an assist, and a hand in 3 of the 4 goals scored by Richmond. Again, all of which came in the second half. A dynamic performance by a dynamic player. One of the all-time greats in this league, just doing GOAT stuff tonight in Richmond. And he got backed up by his keeper, Akira Fitzgerald. We'll take a look at our save of the match, brought to you by Impossible Pups. This was back in the first half. It was Fitzgerald who came off his line, able to redirect it, forced McLaughlin to have a difficult cross that was sniffed out. And then here is Cervania, who teed it up off target. And Terzaghi and company in the win column. 3 big points. We'll have a whole lot more for you after this. Highlights and stats coming up next. It's a 4-1 win for Richmond Kickers. Final score.
We would not have a business today if it weren't for the support of the many, many people within the Richmond community. To me, we're working as a team to enhance the quality of life for all residents.
It's about being the best that you can be. It's about enriching the lives of people in your community. There's a reason why we have the tagline Nourish, because it's really about nourishing the lives of the people that work for us and the people that we serve. That's what the UCrops brand stands for.
Health. Suddenly that word seems more important these days, as it's consumed all aspects of our lives and made our universes feel smaller than ever. But at Bon Secours, your health has always been our top priority, and we're staying as committed as always to personalizing the right care for you. Because whether here or from home, we believe your health care should always revolve around you. Bon Secours, primary care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/primary care to connect with the provider today.
At Greenswell Growers, we combine innovative technology, sustainable practices, and a passion for local. With a commitment to plants first, we have unwavering standards for growing products that yield the best taste in order to create the happiest customers. Because everyone deserves access to clean, safe, nutritious food. Little Greens, Big Heart. Learn more at greenswellgrowers.com.
Back here in Richmond, Virginia, and when the Kickers win, you win at Drive Shack Richmond. Jubilation tonight in Richmond, and for good reason. They get the win they wanted, 4-1 victory for the home side. As I said before the match, we knew we'd have fireworks afterwards. I figured we'd have some fireworks during the match. We saw a lot of fireworks in that second half especially. 5 total goals in this one, 4 coming in the second half. Just an awesome win if you're a Richmond Kickers fan, if you're a player, and if you're Darren Sawatsky. And for North Carolina, the side who has really struggled these last couple of matches, a difficult pill to swallow. A team who had never lost to Richmond since joining League One prior to last season. And they dropped their 3rd consecutive match. Remember, they got the early goal, but for the 5th time this season, they had the lead and then ended up trailing in a match. And that is the most times that any team has done that in League One this season. So let's see how this match went down with our match highlights. And we start things off in the 41st minute. Some sloppy passing in the back. McLaughlin and Anderson, that dynamic duo up front. Olex Anderson and his old stomping grounds gets the scoring going. 1-0 to this point. Great service. Stephen Payne's cross finds Terzaghi, headed home. 1-1, hyping up the crowd. But they weren't done. Just 4 minutes later. High press is on. Pass intercepted by Candela. Watch Owain Gordon's ball deflects down to Terzaghi. Already has a goal. He'll leave it back for Bolaños, who is literally not possible to stop this guy right now. 6th straight match that he's contributed to a goal. 2nd straight match with the goal himself. A little later, Bolaños again getting into the action. Inside outs one to Bryant. Threads it through. Owain Gordon stops, fires, finishes. 79th minute. At this point, it's 3-1. Ball hooked forward. Again, it's Owain Gordon. Sticks with it, working on Gustavo Fernandez. And he passes up on what would have been a pretty okay shot for a wide open shot by Terzaghi. That's the unselfish play that Darren Sawatsky cited to us earlier this week. That's the way he wants his side to play. Now for our full-time match stats. Well, 4-1 the score. They were even in shots. But the difference, I mean, it's pretty clear. Shots on target. 5-1 in favor of Richmond Kickers. Richmond Kickers dominated in terms of possession. North Carolina had 58% in that category. They controlled in that regard, but did not seem to matter as Richmond Kickers come away with the victory. And now for our upcoming schedule. Well, if you're up for some late-night soccer on the East Coast, you're in luck. Central Valley Fuego FC. And just about an hour and a half from now, host Tormenta FC. You got a matchup tomorrow, a Tuesday affair, Friday matchup next week, and then a couple next Saturday as well. What a night in Richmond. The fireworks going off now at City Stadium, but we saw plenty of fireworks before that. 5 total goals, 4 coming in the second half for Richmond Kickers as they move atop the league table, back in first place as they knock off North Carolina FC for the first time in USL League One play. For our entire crew, I'm John Gross saying so long. Thanks for joining us. League One action on ESPN+.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.